Happy Wednesday, everybody. Kamari Ellis here, the Finance Rebel, bringing to you another Finance Rebel show, another Wealthy Wednesdays. Remember, the Finance Rebel show is all about uplifting and improving your financial IQ. So every week, I'm here Wednesday answering your questions live, talking about business, talking about stocks, talking about investments, talking about real estate, talking about taxes. If it's about money, we talk about it. All right. So just checking in real quick with everybody. What money questions do you have? Go ahead and throw them in the chat, and we could have another great and lovely evening. I'm not staying on all night tonight. Trying to get back into that 1 hour rhythm. I swear, when y'all keep me late, um, I typically wake up the next day super duper tired. But I like to give it my all. So while we're joining in, or while we're waiting for everybody to join in, again, I'm Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. You are watching the Wealthy Wednesday segment of the Finance Rebel Show. The Finance Rebel Show is all about increasing your financial IQ. And so while we're waiting for the questions to come in, I have a couple. Actually, I did a bad job. I have a couple, but I didn't bring them with me. Shame on me. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome. But while we're waiting for everybody to funnel in, remember, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Again, September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. I feel like I've been talking about life insurance up and down all over social media. So last Sunday, I don't know if anybody watched Saturday's show, but on Saturday's show, I had the Kaizen Investor on. I had Gio on. And so I had Gio on. We had a great conversation, a lot of gems. I would encourage all of you to go back and watch that again, listen to it again. It'll be coming out on podcast really soon, on audio podcast really soon. There's a lot of gems watched, or a lot of gems dropped, right? But on Sunday, I went over and hung out with Gia on her YouTube and on her Instagram feed, and we talked about life insurance since September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And so I'm kind of beating this horn about life insurance because we need it. Our community needs it. Our family needs it. Our friends need it. We all need it. It's very, very important. I don't want to see any more GoFundMes, but we had a great conversation over on the Kaizen Investors feed, talking all about life insurance. A lot of great questions over there. So starting to see the Rebel Tribe come in. Rhonda's here already. Tiffany just checked in. Hey, Tiffany. Tina, how you doing, Tina? Don, my man Don, my mellow man, how are you? Adrian, how are you? Katisa, I think that's how you say your name. Please forgive me if I said it wrong. I hate messing up people's names wrong. But Miss Rao, how are you? Welcome to the Rebel Tribe over on IG. Cherie Banks, how are you? Welcome. Leo ladies in the house, how are you? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. And as I was saying, again, as everybody's coming in, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. Listen, do me a favor. Remind people that they need life insurance. Remind them to double check their life insurance. You never know. What's going to come down the pike, right? We need to be prepared. We need to stay prepared. A lot of people say this now, but my mentor was the first one that said it. Said if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. And life insurance is one of those things that you never know when you're going to need it. You never know the time of the hour where you might not make it home that evening to your family and loved ones. Leo lady asks, yes, term or whole. I say whatever suits your pocketbook or wallet. Basically, whatever you can afford, right? I mean, temporary insurance or term insurance is for the temporary things of life. Permanent insurance is for the permanent things in life. But I would much rather see let's say a couple or a family that might need, let's say, $500,000 in coverage, and all they might be able to afford is, I don't know, $50 to $100 to get that coverage, and they get it all in turn. There's nothing wrong with whole life either, though. Again, it really just depends on what you're trying to do and how much you can afford. And furthermore, not just how much you can afford, how much you can afford to keep for the long haul. Because a lot of people get coverage get coverage put in place. Excuse me, I'm talking too fast. They get coverage put in place and then they let their policies lapse. And so if something does happen, it's not a great look for anybody. No one in the family. All right. We need all our monies. Every penny, nickel, dime, quarter, Susan B. Anthony, and the paper dollars. All of them. Angela, how are you? Hello, hello, hello. Miss Edith. What's up, Miss Edith? Shout out to Miss Edith. Miss Edith, I want to say publicly that I appreciate you. Miss Edith just be dropping cash app behind on me. She sent me $50 over the weekend. Was it 50? You know what? I think she sent me $100 over the weekend. But I appreciate you, Miss Edith. Shout outs to you, salutes to you. Your money helps to keep the show going. You are our first sponsor. So I appreciate you. Super duper appreciate you. Yes, happy Wednesday, Miss Angela. Yep, stay ready so you do not have to get ready. All's well. I'm a little peeved. Actually, I'm a little pissed off, but I can't go there. Fighting with the IRS. Been on hold with them for over an hour and they wouldn't service me. But that's a whole other issue that I won't drag you in the mud with. All right, so what questions do we have this week? What y'all been paying attention to this week? Seen any new IPOs? Seen anything going on? Lucita says, how are you? I got to invest in you. You invest in me. You are my adopted mentor. You know what? I like that. How are you? I got to invest in you. You invest in me. You are my adopted mentor. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Miss Edith. I definitely appreciate you. Francouz. I might be saying your name wrong. I apologize over on IG. But hello. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. Listen, if anybody has questions about what's going on, because we starting off a little sluggish. Usually y'all come in firing on all cylinders, shooting all the guns at me. Today, y'all a little laid back. Y'all tired? Y'all all right? Y'all good? COVID got y'all down? There's a lot of stuff going on. All right, so listen, while we're waiting for folks to drop in, I'm just going to check out what's going on in the markets. Peloton and Apple did a deal together. I did not see that. I've been fighting the man all day. I've been fighting the man. So it says Apple Fitness takes aim at Peloton. So, okay, Apple Fitness Plus service is going after Peloton. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, pronounce Francois. Did I say it right? Please tell me if I said it right. I try. I don't like messing up people's names. People have always messed up my name growing up. I think it's a little lazy when people mess people's names up. Like, not the first or second or even third time, but like repeatedly. People do it all the time. They don't care. They think it's because your name is a little different because it's not a Europeanized name that it's weird. Where in actuality, that ain't the case. You giving me a break? How you giving me a break, Miss Edith? Angela said the weather's up. I know that's right. You know what, Miss Edith? What I think I'm going to start doing is I'm going to have people start putting the questions in a Google form, and then when we come online, when I'm online, when we're talking, I can just go straight to the Google form and I can read it right from there. Sally Teddy, I missed that. As Tiffany says, I worked for Charter Spectrum almost 3 years. Do you think it will be good to invest in being I have time in a company? Miss Tiffany, I think you got an autocorrect going on there. So you said you worked for Charter Spectrum almost 3 years. Do you think it'll be good to invest? So I guess Charter Spectrum has some kind of stock option program. Clear it up for me a little bit. I want to make sure I answer your question correctly. All right, so let's pull this up. I'm going to pull up the Peloton article. Let's see what's going on. I don't think Peloton poses any threat whatsoever to Apple, though. Apple is $1 trillion company. Yeah, I mean, listen, Peloton's earnings are up. Sales increased by 172%. Again, 172%. So for every dollar that they made, right, previously, they made an additional $172. That's pretty. Peloton's kicking butt. All right, so let me share this with the Rebel Tribe so we can have all be on the same page, all looking at the same thing, all be of one heart, mind, and accord. Okay, so Apple on Tuesday announced a new dedicated fitness and workout app called Apple Fitness Plus. Woo. That's really creative. Positioning the tech giant as a major competitor to fitness platforms like Peloton. Available by the end of the year and priced at $9.99 per month or $79.99 per year, Apple Fitness Plus pushes Apple deeper into the personal fitness category. It also serves as further proof that Apple is leaning further into recurring revenue streams, right, offered by subscription services as a means of ensuring the company's continued growth moving forward. Okay, so recurring revenue is great because recurring revenue is sticky. It usually doesn't leave that fast. There's not a whole lot of churn, meaning there's not a lot of people leaving in and out, as long as the service delivers on at least a par status, on a good status. It doesn't have to be exemplar. It doesn't have to be great. It just has to kind of deliver on what it needs, right? All right, so Peloton under fire. The Apple Fitness Plus service, which does not have a firm release date yet, will allow you to select the kinds of exercises you want to focus on, whether that's high-intensity interval training, yoga, cycling, core exercises, treadmill workouts, and more. I think they're talking to me. I feel like they're saying, Kamari, this is the stuff you need to be doing to get out of the Fat Boy Club. You'll also be able to choose a trainer you want to work with, the kind of music you're interested in, and workout durations. Okay. Sound familiar? Yeah, it sounds very much like Peloton. Very much sounds like a copycat of Peloton. But Apple doesn't have the same kind of raving fan situation as it relates to exercise. All right, so Peloton, which first launched internet-connected bicycles and treadmills, and now features an app with an array of other exercise options, offers similar options in its own services. It offers similar options in its own services. Okay, so they're talking about Apple, as do other apps. In fact, much of Peloton's appeal comes from the trainers who work with the service, and that's exactly what Apple hopes to pull off as well. In the company's press announcement, it's specifically, hello, son. Everybody say hi to my son. He's coming to do trash delivery. You got to say hi. Say it loud.
Hello, my Baba's followers.
Rebel Tribe. Okay, so excuse me, everybody. In the company's press announcement, it specifically says that Apple Fitness Plus trainers have their own unique inspirational story that transcends the screen. The company goes on to say that trainers are focused around a variety of exercise expertise, whether that's professional athletes, professional trainers, health coaches, gymnasts, and more. The idea is for the trainers to be the kind of people you want to work out with on a daily basis. So, I get it. They're trying not to reinvent the wheel. I really don't see it impacting Apple stock much, even if it does do well. But it could be surprising, right? Especially if Apple gets into the equipment side of things. There's not as much margin or as much profit on the equipment side of things. However, however, it does help make the product a bit more sticky and a bit more um, usable, so to speak. All right. So, my thing on it, I think Peloton's going to continue to build raving fans. I think Apple may get some traction, but Apple historically kind of misses out on certain things that have been on their doorstep forever, right? They're a big giant. They can't do everything good all the time. Mid-Atlantic, no, I don't think, well, listen, anytime you have $1 trillion company coming into your space, yes, you should be concerned. But I also, just noticing over time, right? Smaller operators tend to do better, as well as being as in terms of being nimble, in terms of being flexible, right? So it's not always about size. Size doesn't always matter, contrary to what people think and say, right? So it just really depends. But it seems like Peloton is a really good operator. Obviously, Apple is still a good operator, but I don't think they should worry. Obviously, they need to continue to run a great company. They need to keep continuing to innovate and dive deeper and make a deeper relationship with their subscribers. But I wouldn't necessarily be running for the hills just because Apple's entering to the market as well. Seeking Fi Investments. How are you? Welcome. All right. Don, I don't know if you noticed already, but I am not super duper big on IPOs for retail people. For regular people like you and I, regular people tend to get ripped off. So I'm usually of the stance to wait and see with IPOs, right? I'm never in the mindset of, oh God, I'm going to miss out on this. Oh God, there's never going to be another money-making opportunity out there. It's all fallacies, right? But sometimes we get FOMO. The market is running on FOMO. For those of y'all that don't know what FOMO means, it means fear of missing out, right? So a lot of people have a fear of missing out. That's just human nature. But being an investor actually is, well, y'all hear me say it all the time, right? It's not about falling prey to your emotions. It's actually about having control over your emotions. So, a lot of times FOMO is all about emotions. Not most times, all the time. It's about emotions. It's about following what's hot, not missing out, wanting to be at the party, not being late at the party. Miss, hold up now. I got to go back and look at how to say your name because I don't want to mess up your name. Miss Francoise. An IPO. IPO stands for initial public offering. An initial public offering is when a private company transitions to become a public company. And that makes the public company have the ability to get public money in terms of investments. For example, let's look at Uber. That's one of the big high flyers recently that did an IPO. Before Uber did an IPO, regular everyday individuals like yourself and myself could not invest in Uber 9 times out of 10. When they become public, the whole entire public is able to invest in Uber. So it makes the pie a lot bigger. It makes it a lot easier for them to raise money. Yep. So now they'll become an investor, or now they'll become a stock listed on one of the indexes. So let's look at Snowflake real quick. Keep those questions coming. Remember, this is the Finance Rebel Show. Today is Wealthy Wednesdays. Today is the Wealthy Wednesday segment where I answer everybody's questions about money, anything about money, taxes, investment, stock, real estate, business, insurance, right? It is Life Insurance Awareness Month, right? So do me a favor, share this out with someone who needs some knowledge, who needs some deeper understanding about money. Because remember, the better you know about money, typically the better your lifestyle would be, right? The more money you make at your job, the better your lifestyle would be, right? The better you understand money, the better you're able to negotiate those salaries at your job, right? The better you understand money, the better you're able to negotiate business deals and contracts on your job, or excuse me, at your business. So a lot of those things matter. All those things matter. Diamond Newt too. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so we're going to look at Snowflake real quick. Again, I'm not endorsing this. Nothing that I talk about on the show is an investment recommendation. All right, before you participate in any investment or buy any investment, please talk to your investment and tax advisor, because usually investing has some kind of tax implication as well. All right. So you want to talk about all those things, and you want to understand what you are investing in and out, through and through, top to bottom, right? Because past performance is not an indicator of future results, meaning that just because an investment has done really, really well in the past and might have made you and a lot of other people a whole boatload of money, doesn't mean that's going to continue to be the same going forward. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, so let me stretch this out just a little bit. So we're talking about Snowflake real quick. Don Johnson asked the question: Snowflake shares more than double. It's the biggest software IPO ever. Again, IPO means initial public offering. It's a software IPO, so they're a software company. All right, it may be the dog days of summer, but there's a blizzard on Wall Street. They see it. See, media is funny, right? Journalism is funny. They pump up some things and then they push down others. But this one, since it's done really, really well, people are really hype about it. Seeking FI Investments asks real quick: do you use technical analysis or for any sectors? Yeah, I use technical analysis and fundamental analysis. I use both. All right. So Snowflake is at $120 a share. Again, $120 a share. Well above the expected 100 to 110 bucks. All right. That price range was revised upward from the original expectation of $75 to $85 a share earlier this month. Jeez. But demand was so strong. See, this is everybody chasing it, trying to find that new hot thing. So wow, Snowflake is valued at $70 billion, and it closed at $254 today. Part of this is the effect of having overnight stock market gurus who've never talked about stock, thought about stock, invested in stock, coming into the market. Sad to say. But it's a thing. It's a real thing, y'all. And y'all got to be armed and ready for it. So Snowflake was founded in 2012. So they're saying it's now worth more than Bank of America, Hershey, Allstate, as well as the Dow components like Walgreens and Travelers. Yeah. 70 billion, y'all. This thing is worth 70 billions. And so, all right, Snowflake helps blue chip companies analyze and share data in the cloud. So they have some type of cloud software that they use. Well, a whole bunch of people that were brought into that investment previously got rich today. One of the reasons why people do, or why companies do IPOs, is when you typically have these companies, they needed equity exit or some kind of equity event. So people that have invested prior to the IPO can get their money back or can get some kind of return on investment. All right, so we're coming back to Tiffany. I worked for Charter Spectrum almost 3 years. Do you think it would be a good time to invest in halftime? Oh, no, I thought you revised it. Sorry. I was looking at Snowflake predicted IPO price at 120, open at 245. Yeah. But what happens a lot of times when these IPOs, they come up, they spike, because they're still dealing with a lot of institutional buying power. Sometimes they fall. Same thing happened with Facebook when it IPO. So I'm always a fan of just watching, right? Even if it runs up, just watch. Don't get greedy. Don't get overzealous. Don't get anxious to buy or spend on anything. And if you miss it, you miss it. So what? It's like one of the things they say about negotiations. The only way you're able to negotiate is if you're able to walk away from the table. And that means, right, you have to be able to walk away from a pretty penny if you're at the table. Sometimes that hurts. But if you can't do that, you'll never be able to negotiate properly. All right. Hold on. If you believe in a company, buy fractional shares. Yeah. Also, Don, if you really believe in a company, you can buy fractional shares. That is always an option. Always an option. Adrian says, Don Johnson, I should have, but I ended up buying a share of JFrog. I don't even know what JFrog is. Y'all schooling me tonight. I may go back and buy a fractional share, so I have to look up JFrog. Okay. So Tiffany says, do you think it will be to invest in the company I work for? So yeah, it's fine to invest in the company you work for. They already cover 401k and cover retirement fund as well. Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't have a whole lot of their stock in your overall investments. A good rule of thumb is not to have more than 5% of a company stock that you work at in your portfolio. Much of that comes from the whole Enron and WorldCom debacle, when Enron and WorldCom cheated everybody and did the funny money and the double books of accounting, and they cheated a lot of folks. Tiffany, let me know if I answer your question though. I feel like I might be shortchanging you. I don't want to shortchange you. Please don't feel bad. I'm in the Fluffy Girl Club, so they could be talking to me. Oh, you funny. Hi, son. Who you talking to me? Whose son? Am I son? So, all right, information. Right. Yes, ma'am, Miss Edith. Information and education, information, entertainment purposes only, or education and information purposes only. So Joshua Allen says, get in December when more shares get added to the market after it drops. When what drops, Joshua? I can't see the video. You can't see me, Miss Tina? Is there a YouTube channel? Yes. Yes, it's taped. Yes, there's a YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live on both YouTube and Facebook. Listen, do me a favor. Everybody put in the chat if you can see me or not. Just put a yes, you can see me or not. Oh, I'm son. Okay, I'm son. That's cool. That's cool. Miss Carter Gray. Hi, Nayo. How you doing? Just couldn't get enough of me today, right? Everybody shout out to Nayo. Everybody say hi to Nayo. Nayo is like the QuickBooks extraordinaire over there. She's like, I call her the QuickBooks queen. K Purse, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while, K Purse. How you been? Oh, I see what you're saying, Joshua. You're saying that when they get out of the what's it called? When it gets out of kind of the holding, where the employees and executives can sell. Yes, you are correct about that. Okay, Miss Edith can see me. Can everybody else see me? Everybody in the chat, just say if they can see me or not. Monique Dean, what's up, Mo? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Hey, Miss Edith. Everybody's saying hello to Niall. Niall's trying to beat up on me, yo. Niall's like my big little sister. I think I'm older than her, but I'm not sure. But she don't care if I'm older than her or not. She talks to me all kind of crazy. But it's in love. It's in love. So I'm not trying to turn the rebel tribe on her. She's part of the family. All right, Miss Tiffany, you see me on Facebook and YouTube. All right, cool. What's the QuickBooks Queen Instagram and info? I want to eventually write a book. So when I say QuickBooks, I am talking about accounting software, not quick writing. Miss Edith, when you gonna start them cakes? Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for sharing. Listen, everybody share, everybody like, everybody comment. Do me a favor. Listen, I am at war with all the algorithms. I'm at war with the algorithms on Instagram. I'm at war with the algorithms on YouTube, and I am at war with the algorithms on Facebook. Why? They be hating on your boy. No, but who knows? The algorithms have a mind of their own. And the only way to defeat the algorithms is by sharing, by liking, by commenting. So if you enjoy what we deliver here every week, what I deliver here every week, please like, comment, and share. But don't spam people, right? Share it with folks who actually need the help, that need help. Okay, so Ms. Adrian says, I'm still learning about investing in stocks. Can you tell me if it's better to buy bonds when/if the market drops? So bonds right now are kind of in this weird quandary. It's really weird. I would look at bond ETFs. I would not buy, just a quick aside, I would look at bond ETFs instead of trying to buy bonds individually. It'll be a lot easier. Also, I would not try to time the market. I would not try to time the market. Please, somebody put in the chat, don't time the market. Don't try to time the market. All right. What I would focus on, Adrian, if you're just beginning, is finding good companies that you like, that are good companies that you like, and buy them. Start there. Now, if you're talking about for like a 401k plan or for retirement, that's a totally different subject. Check in with me, and I could probably help you with that as well. MDK, thank you for joining us. Yes, Francois, and the UK, the algorithms ride too. Yeah. They want you to spend a lot of money on marketing, on ads. I don't have a problem spending money on ads, but I don't necessarily do this for purely profit motive, right? I really do it to give back to the community. Tell them again, Ms. Edith. This form is for education and entertainment purposes only. Yep. And don't time the market. Don't time the market. So what other questions do y'all have? Time check-in. It's 8:32. I told you I'm not staying all night. Actually, y'all, a lot of times when I run over and do these 2 and 3 and 4 hour shows, I'm so tired afterwards. It's crazy. The next day, I'm like totally gone. But last week when I stuck to my hour, I got to go to bed on time. I got to eat kind of early. Woke up cool. Was able to get some work done. I was productive. So I've been thinking maybe I will do shorter time frames, like an hour on Wednesdays, and maybe come in and do some other short lives throughout the week. You are investing. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Happy Wednesday. So what other questions do folks have? Or do y'all just want me to talk? Talk about what I want. Talk about what I find interesting. Okay, here's one thing we should all be paying attention to. Fed Reserve announced today that interest rates will be staying basically the same. I think it's funny. I do feel in a way that the market is artificially funded, kind of pumped up. I'm not part of the inflation team now. Cat's been talking about inflation is coming since the 08-09 crash, and inflation ain't showed up yet. And I really do feel that a lot of us are kind of stuck in old school economic theory, but have not woken up to the new world, real world economic application, right? So when you're in a global society or global economy and everybody's kind of competing, and so we're trying to do things more efficient than before. Labor costs more efficient than before. So I'm not a believer that just because you have cheap money in the system that we're going to see inflation. Hasn't happened over the last decade. And everybody, all the big bobbleheads and pundits have said, yeah, that's going to happen. Inflation's coming. Well, where in the world is it? Where in the world is it? So, right, don't time the market. My pleasure. Rhonda Cox says, what about Exxon, and is it time to sell? Miss Rhonda, I was looking at Exxon. I was thinking about buying, but I have to dig deeper into their balance sheet. They pay a great dividend. Dividends over 8% right now. Exxon is talking about Exxon. I'll put Exxon up on the screen in a minute. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the Fed. We should be paying attention to the Fed. Why should we be paying attention to the Fed? Because the Fed basically controls the U.S. economy. And there has been an interesting and very, very interesting dynamic between the White House and the Federal Reserve that I've never seen before. And it's not supposed to be like that. The Fed's basically supposed to be pretty independent, but nothing with the Cheeto Hitler is normal, right? Cheeto Hitler just does what Cheeto Hitler wants to do, right? But the Fed's job is to kind of keep the economy on par. A lot of people kind of talk about the Federal Reserve, that is, and say it's controlled by the powers that be, and there's a lot of conspiracy theories around the Fed. But what a lot of people, I never hear people say, is that the Fed Reserve has helped to stabilize the economy. What people don't realize, before the Fed Reserve was actually installed or created back in I believe it's 1913, 1912, something like that. Previous to that, there was all kinds of runs on banks. There was all kind of runs on the economy. The economy would go through these really short boom and bust cycles where things would be great one minute and then things would suck the next. All of that because some of the states had different currency. See, nobody talks about that. Everybody only talks about, oh, we're not on a gold standard anymore. So what? What makes gold valuable? Who makes gold valuable? All right. But, they never talk about how pretty smooth the economy is. Even with everything that's going on right now, with all the turmoil right now, much of this smoothness, we're not feeling it in the way that you used to feel it because they loosen the triggers or loosen the strings as it relates to getting capital. They have uniformity in banking that they oversee. There's a lot of things that folks don't give credit to the Fed about. Yeah, Miss Adrian, Cheeto Hitler. Yep. Or Hitler Cheeto, whichever one. I got to figure out which one it is. But the guy's terrible. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but it just is what it is. If you understand politics, I've worked in politics. Like, I've literally worked in politics. I've been treasurer for many elected people, volunteered at the governor level, talked to a lot of political people, and you're staying on top of it. It's really not that hard. Politics serves interest. And when you can get in line of serving interest and unify and organize around that, remember keywords here, unify and organize around that, you can almost do anything. Problem is, a lot of black folks feel that politics don't work, but we don't unify and we don't organize. But I know y'all ain't here for what I got to say about politics. So I will keep that to myself. We can do something separate for that if y'all want to hear what I think about politics. All right. So Ms. Rhonda asked about Exxon, and is it time to sell? Give me 1 second. Un momento. Un momento. While we are waiting, put your questions in the chat. Time check. It is 8:39. 8:39. And we are in the process of pulling up Exxon. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm a little intrigued by Exxon because it's so big, right? I know it's not super duper popular right now. I know that. I don't care about popularity. I am not trying to follow the herd. What I am trying to do is find some good, boring companies. I don't know if anybody saw the ham sandwich video I did that's on YouTube. I see you, Mid-Atlantic. I'll get to that question. I don't know if anybody saw that, but, I'm just looking for good companies that nobody's thinking about because everybody is focused on tech right now. Everybody. All right, so let's take a look at this chart. We'll just start here on this chart real quick. Can you all see that? So this is the Exxon chart. It's been getting mollywopped. Let me see here. What is this? All right, that is not what I want. All right, so this is what's being shown right now is the daily chart. So each one of these bars, these are called candlesticks. And each one of these candlesticks represents a day's worth of information. I look at stocks when I'm looking at charts. I look at it on multiple levels or multi-levels. So I look at the monthly, I look at the weekly charts, I look at the daily charts. I look to see where the trend is and where everything's going. So, right, when you look at the daily chart, you just see it. You just saw it. That chart looks totally different than this monthly chart. And so it looks here that Exxon is starting to form a downward trend. You had the last up month. Well, we had a major fall off. I'm guessing that's March or February. Can't see it. There we go. Right, so that's March. This big red one right here is March. The next green one is April. We started to have a bounce back. Then we got to May, and it started to wane. So people say everything is in the price, right? All the technical analysis lovers say everything is in the price. How you doing, 4PB? How you doing, the real deep dimples? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So everybody will say, and I'm sorry, IG, y'all can't see the chart, but everybody says, you know, everything's in the price. All the prices, all the information is in the price. And so when you look at this, you'll see that investors, again, brought in March because it hit like a super duper low. And investors said, whoa, that's too low. That company is worth more than that. It hit a low of $30.11. All right. And so then, and there was April. Yeah, in April, it hit, the low was 46. Excuse me, the low was 36.34. Hey, Candace, how you doing? So, you know, Exxon hit that low and then it bounced. But then we got to May, and then we got to June. And, you know, they were kind of holding on, but now you see they're starting to fall. So all the average prices are starting to fall. The highs are getting lower. The lows are getting lower. And so this tells me that we potentially could be looking at a change in the trend of this stock. All right. So that's just kind of a quick and dirty, right? Just looking at it. Now, that doesn't totally scare me away because Exxon is, let's see, they trade 30 million. Wow. The dividend yield, right? So for every share of Exxon you buy, you get 9.59%. So almost 9.6%. 9.6% in dividend yield. So that's almost 10%. And so right now, Exxon is trading at $37.81. Again, $37.81. So you're probably getting back about $3.50 per share that you own. And I think that's great. What's giving me pause. Hey, Mr. Jody. Mo, you switching platforms on me. Hey, Anthamos, how are you? What's giving me pause, I hope I said your name right too. What's giving me pause about them is I know their revenue is also taking a hit. And so there are some concerns. Did I not have the screen up for y'all the whole time? Could y'all not see the screen? Oh, man. But my concerns is if revenue is falling, then that means that dividends might not be protected, right? So they might have to either cut the dividend or discontinue the dividend. But listen, oil's not going away. We definitely have more alternative energy coming online, absolutely. But it's just like the radio. You know, when TV came, the radio didn't go away. It just changed. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing with my IG followers. Appreciate you. It didn't change. Right? Well, it changed, but it didn't destroy radio. Radio's still here. Radio's still powerful. Even though I think radio is definitely kind of dying now, or at least going through another reinvention of itself. Because now you have podcasts, right? Oh, by the way, who has listened to the Finance Rebel podcast? There's a bunch of new interviews on there. There's a bunch of new segments on there. I would ask everybody to just search the Finance Rebel podcast, go on and give it a listen, and also rate and review the show as well. Rate and review the show as well. Give me your honest feedback. Tell me what you think about the show. All right. So I was saying to everyone that in regards to the chart, it looks like Exxon is slowing down a bit. It looks like Exxon is starting to form a new trend just because of the way these last couple months have been shaping out. Right. And now, typically people drive more in the summertime. We're now going into the fall. We're not quite there yet, but in a couple of days it'll be fall. Officially. I know everybody thinks Labor Day is the end of summer or celebrates Labor Day as the end of summer. But officially it'd be the end of fall. People still are not driving the way they used to be. People tend to not drive as much in the fall or travel as much in the fall. So we could see Exxon getting hit a little bit harder. So I'm putting it on my watch list because I want to watch it because I just think that dividend is just so sexy. And for Exxon to be such a large company, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think the government's going to let Exxon go out of business anytime soon. So, I'm going to keep an eye on Exxon. Again, it is not a recommendation. I'm just watching. All right. I'm just going to watch it and maybe dip my toe in here and buy a share there. Remember, you only need $1. You only need $1, one dinero or uno dinero. I need to work on my Spanish. But $1 to buy into the stock market, fractional shares. Don talked about that earlier. So Tiffany asks, being they are an oil company and people not traveling as much, is that why? Yeah, I just said that. Tiffany, I'm sorry I didn't get to your comment. But yeah, that's a big part of it. Again, we don't have a whole lot of flights going out. I saw a highlight that one of the cruise ships or cruise lines in Europe was going to get busy and start getting back to work and doing cruises, but you don't see that for America, right? So you're going to see an economic decline. Economic declines impact the stock market. Might not be right away. Sometimes they take time. Yes, Tiffany with the Spanish come through. I gotta start working on being at least bilingual. I want to do that because there's great. Listen, if I can't talk to people, I can't make money. Just for that alone. And how many arrogant Americans are not going to learn the new language or a new language so they can continue to do things and just forget the money, right? Just continue to connect to humanity, right? If we can't talk to each other and we only depend on the quote unquote government standard of the language, you could be missing out on meeting some really dope people. All right. So Miss Edith says that was one of the best things you have told me. $1 to purchase stocks, 10 dimes, 20 nickels, 100 pennies, or 4 quarters. Yeah, and one Susan B. Anthony. All right, let's not forget about good old Susie B. Yeah, but that's all you need is $1. $1. All right. No country what these hard-headed Americans there. Oh, yeah, they don't. Yeah, sadly. That's the truth. Learning another language. I should speak Spanish living in the Bronx. Yeah, you definitely should speak Spanish living in the Bronx. I've always kind of been intrigued by Spanish as well, right? I told you my family used to live actually my aunt still lives in the Bronx in Co-op City, but I'm still intrigued by many of the Latino brothers and sisters who speak the language. Many people don't even realize that a big part of the Black population is Latino. When you look at Brazil, when you look at Colombia, when you look at Cuba, if you want to be able to talk to your folks all over the place, not just in this country, it makes sense to be able to speak their language. But again, I done talked about politics. Now I'm talking about language, right? Y'all ain't here for that, right? Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Chef Larry, how are you? Naturally Rose, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who has questions? Who has money questions? We got 10 minutes left. 10, 10, 10. Diaz. Now, how do you say it's 10 minutes? How do you say, so yo hablo poquito español? Yes, I speak a little. Yeah, I knew that, by the way. I knew that. I know poquito is little. Now you got me all excited. All right, so we got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Now I'm talking about hip hop. But so who has questions? Who has money questions? Again, it's Life Insurance Awareness Month. I hope you all are encouraging your family, your friends, your colleagues to check their life insurance levels, to check their life insurance policies, to make sure they have enough. Life insurance can be a great tool to create and sustain generational wealth. A lot of times in the Black community, we are starting from the negative, right? Not even at zero. We talked about that the other day on the Black Wealth Project. Listen, if you all are around on Sundays at 7 p.m., go on over to the Black Wealth Project, me and the Black Wealth Project team. We have a great topic for you to talk about every week, to converse about, to think about, right? Because in my opinion, as it relates to the Black community and getting out of our troubles, it's not going to take the same thinking that got us here. We got to think in a different way. So we got to start having some more dialogue, some more conversation. So every Sunday, we like to interject something different into the conversation as it relates to Black wealth. Every Sunday, 7 p.m. Diaz Mundez. Am I saying that right? Menundos. Diaz Menundos. I think it's 10 minutes. Oh, yes. Un momento. So Diaz Momentos. Okay. I think it's 10 minutes in Spanish. Gotcha. So I have a green question when investing in metals. Are y'all buying actual metals? I'm not buying actual metals. Some of the folks on the By the Hood team are buying metals. I don't have a problem with metals. They're cool. When I look at metals, a lot of times I am looking at ETFs. I know for a fact that on one of these Wealthy Wednesdays, I talked about gold versus gold miners and how I prefer the gold miners over gold. And the gold miners are stock. So I tend to like that more than gold, than the physical gold. And you can buy gold through the ETFs. GLD is probably the biggest gold ETF out there. IAU is another one. SLV holds silver. You can buy silver. There used to be a platinum one. I'm not sure if it's still around, but I need to look at that. I'm also not the super duper gold bug either. So sorry, guys. But yeah, you can get at them any way you like. Adrian, why do you want gold? Why are you interested in gold? You think it's time to run for the hills? What's up, Remy? Remy DMV, how are you, sir? Remy's the man when it comes to selling houses in the DMV. Everybody check out Remy. Ron 786, how are you, sir? Now, why are you laughing at me, Monique? Do y'all want to hear a secret? Here's the secret. I'm just going to tell all my business, right? I don't know what's wrong with me. Anytime I look at Monique or I see the name Monica, I always want to cross change them. So when I see Monique, I want to say Monica. When I see Monica, I want to say Monique. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's like dyslexia or something. I have to like think twice every time I see that name. I don't know why. Diaz Menundos, 10 minutes in Spanish. All right, I got it. That is my Spanish lesson for today. All right, so listen, nobody has no questions. We got 5 minutes left. And I just spent the last 5 minutes bloviating over my love of Spanish. And I just shared with you all my secret of when I see Monica and Monique. I know it's kind of weird, right? Am I the only one? All right, so 5 minutes. So I guess 5 minutes would be says Memento. Memento says Memento. All right, listen, if y'all not gonna ask me no questions about money, I'm gonna just keep nerding out and like butchering Spanish. I don't think anybody wants to see that. No more questions. No more questions. All right, well, look, this is what I'm going to do. Since nobody wants to talk to me, y'all leaving me out here all by myself. Y'all know this don't work if y'all don't talk to me, right? I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the Wall Street Journal, one of my favorite papers. And so then I'm just going to talk about what I find to be interesting. That's all. Since nobody has any questions for me or comments. Remy, how's business down in the DMV? All right, so I am looking at Wall Street Journal. Wow, Hurricane Sally makes landfall in Alabama. Now that's a very interesting thing from a money perspective. Typically, when we have hurricanes, it's a bad sign for insurance companies because insurance companies tend to have to pay out claims. Remy, I'm about to wind down. We should do a live together though at some point. Let's see what we got. Okay, Sony. Yeah, Sony to launch two PlayStation 5 models. The memes, has anybody seen, tell me this, y'all, has anybody seen any of the memes about the PlayStation 5? They're hilarious. The internet wins again. News Corp, we just talked about the Bronx. News Corp to close Bronx printing plant that employs 500 people. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Kelly, how are you? Everybody check out my homegirl, Kelly's Closet. Kelly has the biggest plus size lingerie company in the country, the biggest plus size lingerie company in the country. Black woman out here doing her thing. Y'all go like her page. She's major on IG. I think she's got like 1 million followers on IG, something like that. Or she'll have 1 million real quick. Okay. Now this, y'all probably wonder, well, Kamari, why did this article catch your eye? So this article in the Wall Street Journal says U.S. set to sell $7 billion in arms to Taiwan. Can anybody guess why I picked up on that? Anybody want, thinking about that? Shah Hill. How you doing, Shaniqua? Can you get tax relief help if you're in bankruptcy? Yes, you can, but there's some rules you got to follow. But yeah, people that file bankruptcy definitely can get tax relief. Okay, so Adrian says, I'm thinking about it because I've heard it's a good investment for a falling economy. It can be. People like gold and everybody, as Adrian's talking about gold, right? So people like gold because they believe it's a great store of value, right? So anytime you see any kind of turmoil, war, famine, earthquakes, hurricanes, right? We're having hurricanes right now. You definitely see gold price run up. Anytime there's any kind of uncertainty, you see gold prices run up. And I just missed that. So my IG just went out. My apologies for anybody that's dual screening and watching IG and watching me on Instagram. I'll pull it back up real quick just to say my goodbyes. But it is 9:00 on the dot. So I'm going to answer these few couple questions and we're going to get out of here. I'm going to go get me some vittles. I'm going to have me some food. And then everything's going to be okay. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. All right. So Taiwan is selling arms to, U.S. is selling arms to Taiwan. That's never a good thing. Why is that not a good thing? It's not a good thing because Taiwan and China have a big dispute going on. Again, Taiwan and China have a big dispute going on, and they're still arguing over stuff. So this can help, and the United States has been selling arms to Taiwan, don't get me wrong, but this can help make things even worse with China. And the United States actually does not need that. We don't need to drive a further wedge in a relationship with China. Not like the United States needs $7 billion. They're doing this to help create stability and to help promote United States interests in Asia, especially in that corner of the world where Taiwan and China are always having political skirmishes. So it's definitely not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. So I'll definitely read that. I won't bore you all with that. Yes, share something I learned this week. I just shared it. I wasn't talking about coal. Who was talking about coal? Jay Sharia Moore, how are you? Oh, so you do get called Monica. Okay, so it's not me. Hi, Miss Linda, how are you? Is Apple stock a good buy now? If you like the company, it's a good buy for you. Have you looked at the company, Miss Linda? What do you think about it? Do you buy Apple products? Do you think people are going to continue to buy Apple products? Okay, Kelly's info is Kelly's Closet, Kelly with a K, Closet with a K, and I believe Closet with a Z. But I'll send it to you. You can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Somebody type in the chat if they can hear me or not. Let me know. But listen, keep an eye out on Taiwan. Keep an eye out for the hurricane as everything's going on, right? Because again, the Taiwan situation could lead up to more friction with China, and that's never good. We already have a trade war going on, or the United States already has a trade war going with China. That's not a good thing. Okay, you can hear me fine. Mark, how you doing? All right, Miss Eda says you can hear me. Okay. Well, listen, folks, it is 9:03. Like I said, I'm going to fix me some vittles and get to bed early for a change. I got to do battle with the IRS in the morning, so that's never fun. All right, well, listen, we'll be back next Wednesday, Wealthy Wednesday, 8 p.m., same time, same Rebel channel. We'll be back. We'll be back on Saturday as well. Not sure who I'm talking to on Saturday. But listen, do me a favor. Tell me what topics, what subjects would you like for me to do videos on, for me to do a deeper dive on that you want to know about, that you want to learn about. Put them in the chat for me, and I will definitely check them out. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all spending some time with me, making sure I'm not lonely, right? It's important that I'm not lonely, y'all. King's Corner, BMH, how are you? Welcome. But I'm just about to leave. I'm about to cash out and go get some food. All right, but I appreciate everybody. I'm honored that you're here every week. I appreciate you every week. I will continue to be here. Just let me know what you would like to learn, and I will provide it, and I will teach about it and talk about it. All right, everybody, have a great night. Kamari Ellis out, Finance Rebel out, Wealthy Wednesday out. Have a great day. Bye-bye.